What if the YouTube format you're using is the reason why you're not getting results? And I'm not talking about views. No, I'm talking here about real business results. We're talking here about leads, clients, and sales. And I've tested this with service-based businesses, and the results were huge. So one format sent viewers so hot they converted at the 30% conversion rate. Now compare this to the 4 to 6% of the industry average, and yeah, that's a 5x. So if you want 5x more leads, then yeah, you should definitely follow these formats and ditch some of the ones I'm going to show you as well, which are not performing that great. Yeah, to give you a quick spoiler, I'm going to have a nice tier list, which is actually the really the ROI, which is actually bringing you more clients. And I wouldn't fast forward if you're watching this replay, because in the middle I might give you a small treat, so just stay along. So let's start with shorts. Everyone is talking about shorts. YouTube shorts, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok. I don't know what else is gonna come. And everyone is saying it's a funnel. So you start with shorts, then people are gonna watch the long form, and then money. Well, with the middle part, I wouldn't disagree, like from the long to the money, but there's one part I definitely disagree, and it's the top form. Because for some reason, everyone's saying, hey, if they're gonna watch your shorts, they're gonna watch your longs. And I disagree, and I've seen the data as well. So the first thing is, like, first of all, shorts have I barely seen anyone really converting from shorts. It's super low. And another thing is, I have real data. 2% from our clients' data is showing a comment just from the shorts traffic. So if I go in their YouTube analytics, I can see related shorts features. So if you're watching the shorts and it's like the small feature on the bottom, and here we can see it's 0.6%. Now you can also check in the external ones, and then you can see, okay, there's Instagram, there's LinkedIn, Instagram again, LinkedIn from Android. So in total, it's another 0.8%. So that's why it's less than a 2%. Now I'm asking you, would you really focus on something that gives you only 2% of return in your business? So now I would try to actually save my money. You don't need an editor, no clipping tool, whatever, because it's so tough sending people from shorts to longs, like as you could see. And the thing is also, for shorts, I see it more like it's good to grab attention, because as we know, like you can get 1,000 views on a short like super fast, obviously, because like the pool is so much longer, people are just scrolling. That's why the views ramp up so fast. But it's not really turning out into much more, because sometimes I'm like, hey, I'm going to lose my wife to say, hey, I've seen this one guy talking about this, but I don't remember the guy. It's rarely, like 10% of the cases, like, wow, this guy was super interesting. Like, and I'm not saying that I'm not watching shorts. I'm watching shorts, but if I'm watching shorts, it's usually F1 clips, it's comedy, stuff like that. But it's nothing really business related. So that's why I'm a little bit of a shorts hater when it comes to really trying to create monetary results out of it, like clients, leads, sales. Yeah, it's just not for me. And then there's the thing that AI is gonna come. It's gonna swallow short form content. You can see this already. Sora, Meta has one. I don't remember the name, but it's like it's a complete feed which just looks like short form. And also, as you see in the new Sora videos, like what is real and what is not real. Like the mistakes are getting so small that it's very hard to see those. And also they're creating now these videos which like look someone just filmed with their short form, like they're really trying to emulate this style. And yeah, that's why I also think that there's a huge trust issue coming with shorts. Like, is this now real? Is this fake? While yeah, long form format is still safe. And that's why I actually created an own tier list for shorts. It's the shorts tier. So it's all the way down on the bottom. If you're trying to get leads, I wouldn't go for shorts. Instead, let's talk about masterclasses or like deep dives. So this is now like you give everything away, and you try to have like also have them long, because like the longer the video is, the more people are going to trust you. I know there's some marketeers, they are posting almost every week a new masterclass about this new marketing trend, and then it's like a 4-minute video. It's like, this is not a masterclass, this is like a quick hack or something. So I'm not watching. So if you're doing a masterclass, really go all in. Go really give everything away. And that's why you're also you're getting more high intent people as well. Say, yeah, I want to learn this now. They also see in the time, say, yeah, I'm going to sit down now for this. And well, that's why I'm saying give away the secrets and then sell the implementation. And that's why you also should end with a very clear CTA. So, for example, if I'm saying, yeah, these are all my secrets, all my strategies, the last thing I can just give you is say, hey, go on the link and do the implementation with us, because I can't send you to another video which is like maybe just another shorter version of what I said previously or just was part of this masterclass. And that's why. And we can also see from our own experience, our very first video on this channel was a podcast masterclass for business people, and we got 200 views and 20 clicks. So there was a 10% conversion rate. That is just bonkers, because the average is around like, I would say 1% till 3% if you're talking about business. If you're talking about the whole YouTube spectrum, yeah, it's more of a 0.1%. But you need to understand, like, there are lots of entertainment videos with like all these affiliate links. So that's why I've seen from our data with our clients, it's the 1 till 3 is usually like the normal average ratio of what you can reach. So a 10%, yeah, if you're trying to also 10x your leads, go with this as well. And yeah, as I said, like, you can't do this every week. It's lots of work, and that's why we doing this, like trying to go for every quarter. And also, don't be afraid to give away all your secrets. So, funny story, actually, I was watching Caleb Ralston, the man behind Gary Vee and Alex Hormozi, who kind of built their brand online with TikTok and YouTube. And he did this whole brand masterclass of 3 hours, and he's like, man, should we give everything away, or we can make so much, we could even sell this and make money. Although he was like working with Alex for like 2-3 years, yeah, I think it was 3 years, up to 3 years, and he was still doubting. And then he just posted it, and now he's working, like, big brands reached out to him. There is this guy, John Huey, who's the CEO of Stan Store, who's now got Gary Vee and Stephen Bartlett as investor in. Yeah, so it worked out very fine. And that's why I believe Masterclass Deep Dives is an absolute S tier. I don't think you can really top it with that. Let's talk about vlogging, or like day in the life, these styles. The good thing about those, they are like super authentic. Remember when I said about the shorts, like, is it really, what is real, what isn't real? And a vlogging is still like, yeah, this is human interaction, that is good. The problem though is, it doesn't really convert, because it's nothing really business related. And the people who like watching vlogs, they're going to keep watching vlogs. And the people who like to watch business stuff, they keep watching business stuff. And the people who like to watch shorts, they keep watching shorts, And it's good to build connection, but it's not really good for converting. And that's why I put vlogs in the D tier. It's good if you want to build show a little bit of your site, but usually I advise my clients, don't do it. No need for that. Let's talk about podcasting. Podcasting is like also super authentic. And some people have issues talking directly to the camera. I understand. It's a camera skill you need to work, and it's a little bit unnatural, like just looking into this lens. Like, I need to imagine I'm talking to you right now, while there could be 1 million people eventually. So yeah, but the thing though is podcasting. As the host, you're never the star of the show. It's always the guest. So the people always come in just for the guest, never because of you. So that's why you can also see many podcasters, their views go like up and down, because you're always dependent on the guest. So that's a big problem. Also, now imagine if we are going to, I have Seth Godin, okay? I have Seth Godin on my podcast, and we talked about all the marketing stuff and how to get conversions from your marketing stuff. So, hey, okay, now Seth Godin said all these nice things about marketing and how to be the purple cow. I'm going to show you how to be the purple cow on YouTube. Click the link down below. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Seth Godin wouldn't appreciate it. My viewers and his viewers, like who basically came because of him, would feel like very weird. So I would burn my reputation. Future guests will see that and say like, nah, I'm not going there because he's just using my name to sell. So that's why it's more on the D side. That said though, you can get high views, but high views don't mean anything at the end of the day, because views don't equal sales. I'm not saying you should not do podcasting, okay? Just to tell you, you still should. Podcasting is a great tool to broaden your reach, to network, but to really make sales. So if your goal is sales, you should not have purely podcasting episodes with other people, like with influential people, because you won't be building your brand, because you won't be building the trust now with your audience. They are there for the guest and they might not even come back. So that's the trap I see with podcasting. But that's why I'm telling every single podcaster who has a business, do solo episodes. So what is the difference between a solo talking head, like you see all these other people, educational creators speaking on the camera, and a podcaster who is like alone in the studio? I don't see a difference, but I'm telling, now you're in control. Now you can tell people, it's like, hey, okay, here's the marketing hack, or here's the YouTube hack, how to grow, how to make more money. So yeah, I can be in control now. Go now on my next video, or if I say like, hey, this was now a super long masterclass, as I said previously, go click the link down below. And now it's my time now to building the trust with the viewer and not the other person, because yeah, now I can make people come back for me and not just for the guest. So every podcaster should at least have solo episodes as well. And that's why I would say definitely, yeah, it's in the A category. It's obviously depending like how deep we are going. Then we can obviously go higher if you're thinking about the masterclass. Let's talk now about how to. It's a very, known format. It's very good for SEO, because like how to upload a YouTube video, or these things, how to go live on YouTube. The thing though is, for my personal experience, is most of the times if I'm checking something for example, how to go live on YouTube, which I just recently had to learn, I'm not coming really back for this person. I might have watched the second video, but not a third one. Like now he doesn't even appear on my feed anymore. So usually it's just a quick hack. So it's good to get some views, but I don't really see that it's really sticking. And that's why I would just put it more into the B tier. Like again, you might ramp up lots of views because people coming. But these people are probably not returning viewers. That said though, there is a small trick I actually recently learned, and it's like, usually we go for the titles, like go for emotional titles, you know? So like that people are more clicking. And usually the shelf life of videos around on YouTube 14 days. I think it was 17 days to be exact. But as you usually see, like, okay, there's the first wave of people coming. And then usually YouTube already made up the mind and say, oh, okay, should we show it to more people, should we not? And after this wave, you could try to play around a little bit more with SEO, so you can bring people back, so your video has still can still bring you in more people eventually. So it's like basically it's like the smart way of repurposing a video without changing. It's just like you're making it a little bit more on the SEO side, so bringing in a few more people. So that said, let's talk about client testimonials. In business, we always need proof. Without proof, why would anyone trust us? Like, why would anyone trust us that we know about all these things? That's why I said we have clients where we tested 30% conversion rate. Without this, you would have said, okay, cool. What's the number you're telling us? The problem though is these are scripted. I don't remember I ever clicked on the video when it says like client testimonial. It's lacking. So that's why testimonial is like more on the C. It's good for proof, but it usually doesn't really bring in people in. And as I said, it's usually more scripted. But we can give this a little twist, and then I call it like interviews with past clients. You can also call it a podcast. So see, it's there are different formats for podcasting as well. I call this now a supercharged testimonial, because now you could go like, okay, I worked with this client. Let's talk about all the problems he had prior. And then we're talking, okay, how did we get to the results? How did you feel? Now, the cool thing is that, first of all, you building a deeper relationship with your past client, because you kind of put him on showcasing him. Hey, look, he has now great results, and you're giving a little bit of promotion on your channel. And now he's also saying, hey, cool, thank you so much for David and Luana that I was on their podcast. They're going to share it with their network. And now his friends are going to watch this too. It's like, now it's acting like a warm referral, you see? And also now the problem is most of the times as experts, we start talking in jargon. So I'm going to throw away, hey, you need to check your CTR, your AVD. And most of the business people who are not living on YouTube like me, there's like, what the hell is an AVD? What the hell are you talking about? So the client who is now on your show is going to keep speaking the language of a future client. So that's very good. So he might say exactly the same words that another person might feel. And it's like, wow, he's in the same position, he had the same problems, I want these results as well. And that's why I find past client interviews a banger. They are definitely they are super good, and they're on the highest side of the conversions as well. And let me tell you now a little fun story. So I had to tell one of our clients we had a minus 20% in views, but I told them it was the best month of since we've been working these 6 months. And it's like, what do you mean? Well, we got 25% more leads, and just coming from YouTube. And the reason why is because we found this format. It was a Q&A, or how we could do it now. We could also do live Q&As, very, very powerful, because first of all, they are very authentic, especially live. As we know, AI is gonna come, and well, this is me. You can't, this is 100% of how much you get from me. And now you're involving your community, like your people into your community. Now they feel part of something. And that's why they are also super strong, these Q&As. And another thing is, now think further. Imagine this client, or even potential client, he's going to think like, okay, I'm having this question, I'm going to answer it, and then I'm going to change his whole business. It's like, wow, I just asked one question and it helped me already getting a new client, getting 10 more clients, whatever it is. Imagine now if I would pay for David's service. Like, wow, he could even 10x and 100x, and that's the thing, why Q&As are so powerful as well. Alex Hormozi recently did some as well. It was like the Hormozi minute, or the Mozi minutes. No, the Mozi hotline, that's what it was. And I loved it. Like, people are just on 5 minutes on the phone, and he's like changing their whole business. Now, imagine if you go on a webinar, not on the webinar, on the seminar with him. You're gonna pay your left leg to just go on these seminars with him. And that's why Q&As are definitely S tier as well. As I said, for our client, it is the best format now on his channel. Now we're saying every month we're gonna do at least one Q&A. And speaking of live Q&As, you can also participate in live Q&As with me and my wife, because we just started a Skool community. We're already ranking as the 22nd highest community on Skool. And here's some nice comments people said publicly, not in our community, on other Skool communities. They said these nice things about us. So I'm very, very happy. So click the link down below and you can join our community as well to be part of our next live Q&A. Now let's talk about challenge videos. They are powerful, because you could say, hey, for example, I lost 30 pounds in 90 days. Now a next person is going to see this. It's like, okay, there's definitely proof. He done it. So I totally trust him. You basically show your transformation. You could also say, hey, this is how I launched a new business in 90 days, just with paid traffic or with something else. And this can also, then people know, okay, yeah, it worked for him. So it can work for you too. The problem though is it could be also luck, because my situation might be completely different from your situation. I have different skill set than you, and that's why it can usually also, if we're thinking about testimonials and trust. So I talked to a pitching expert, and she told us actually that the magic number is 3. Simply because the first one could be luck. The second time, well, you never know. And then the third one, okay, I trust him. He has a magic formula. But don't get over 3, because after 4, people start to forgetting. So after the third one, it's like they keep forgetting all this data, and it's just adding more noise. And that's why I would keep it always as 3. This is our magic number. And yeah, so that said, challenge videos are good. They are proof, but it might be just luck. You have a different skill set. That's why it's just an A. But still a nice format. Let's talk about case studies. So case studies, they're pretty similar, I'd say, to like a masterclass. So you can really show now all the secrets you implemented with your clients. So you show the whole strategy, what you did from A to B. That's what we, for example, also did in our podcast masterclass. We showed how we launched a channel from 0 to 30,000 with just 4 videos. We basically went through all these secrets, we use our strategies, and explain then also with our knowledge why these things work. So it's not just pure results, it's also obviously then trust in sales, because we also backing up what we are saying. That's why case studies also very, very powerful. That's why we also put them in the S category. And as you just could see, you can also combine these things. You know, you could make a masterclass out of a case study. So your combinations are endless as well here. Now we have also another interview. It is pretty underrated, I'd say, and it's like the potential client interview. Now you could have like a top 100 you want to work with, and the problem first of all is like if you're trying to outreach, it's super noisy, it's super loud, conversions rate are super low, and even to be even found in an email box and all these things is super hard. Now imagine you could get there in his inbox to have a podcast interview, because like if I'm saying like, hey, I have a new product, or hey, podcast, do you want to be on my podcast, is also a little bit different than just like, hey, I want to pitch you. So that's the reason. And now you start building a relationship before the sale even happened. And now imagine, first time you're gonna ask for someone's help is obviously go to someone you already started a conversation, someone you already trusted, instead of like, oh man, now I need to find someone completely new. Sometimes you even just ask in your network, hey, does someone know? And that's the power. And that's why you can now also provide value to this person. You could also see like, hey, I can do like a small workshop if it's possible, and to kind of show them then, okay, here's your situation, this is what I would do for you. And someone who does this quite well, I'm also not 100% sure if he's a potential client, but I mean, they all are kind of his clients. So it's Nathan Barry here. He is the founder of Kit, previously known as ConvertKit. That was the name. And he's here with John Uche, I think that's how you pronounce his last name. And as you can see, they walked him through, say, okay, here's your offer, this is what I do, and this is how I help you now creating more money out of your offer. And I think this is super underrated, super good. And this is what you could do also with potential clients. Now, that said, if it's like a person which is like way above you, I would be careful. So you need to have a little bit of feeling, you need to know how to read the room. That said, there's another example. I talked to a person, he is an investor into different digital agencies. So what he does is he is reaching out now to all these different owners of digital agencies, and he's just talking to them sometimes like, oh, you have a problem there? Yeah, this is how I would do. And now imagine you're having every week an interview with one of these founders and owners, and that could be 50 clients if you come with them one-to-one. So you don't even need people outside watching it. It can just be you know, you and him, and if you close them, perfect. And that's why potential client interviews, yeah, you need to be a little bit know how to do them, but definitely S tier because it's a one-to-one conversion. Now there is another interview style I just want to mention because I think it's interesting. I just wouldn't know, like I don't have experience with it, I don't know how I would do this. So what you could do is you could have influential people maybe in your space. So for example, I'm talking to Stephen Bartlett, how he grew his podcast, and then every time I'm taking like clips out of it, and then I'm giving then like my knowledge behind it. It's like, okay, Stephen just said in the beginning it was slow, and this is because of that, and then suddenly had a huge push, and that was because of that. So would take these clips out, but it's like, yeah, as I said, it's a little bit I'm not 100% sure how I would implement them. I just know they exist. I've seen a few of them, but now the thing is, now instead of just the guest being the star, you can also shine as the authority figure, and that's why it's also good. But yeah, I just want to mention that's why I put them here more into a C category, because yeah, it's a little bit tricky. And yeah, now what's the winning mix? So the winning mix is obviously you should definitely pair like some the S and A tiers. So if you're thinking masterclasses, Q&As, past clients interviews, case studies, and go with this like solo talking head, it doesn't always need to be this super stretched out long videos. You can also do a challenge video. You can also sprinkle a little bit of SEO to get more views, but also go for podcasts. I'm not saying you should do them, but if your goal is to get clients, is to make money, then guest episodes with these influential people, yeah, they might get you views, but the views mean nothing if no one's ever gonna convert to a client. And that's why it's always going 80-20. So 80% go for the episodes, you know, okay, they can get me closer to my goal, which can be then in clients. And then do a little bit like SEO, go for one episode of guest episodes, and then this could be a great video, because as I said, like it's not always about views, it's not always about subs, because those are just internet points. We want actual numbers, which is calls, sales, clients. So take it from here, and yeah, I wouldn't go for shorts. But that said, as I told you, our first ever video was this podcast masterclass, so I would highly advise you to watch it next to see actually the power of these masterclass videos.